Hello, everybody, and welcome to this PAX live play of Project Broken Cookie Jar. That's what we called it. I had a slight mind freeze for a moment there. We are here with the One For All crew as our players, plus Miek from Melbourne Dungeon Master. Wave hello, everyone. I'll let you guys introduce yourselves, actually. It's probably wiser. But actually, let's introduce characters rather than players, and we can break the illusion a little later on. My name's Ben. I am running this live play today, and we are going to go on a death-defying adventure through space, as you can see, with our heroes currently in a very small, compartmentalized ship floating effortlessly through the stars, about to take on a very dangerous task. Or it might not be. Who knows? They might breeze through it. That's the magic of D&D. In quotation marks. So, starting very quickly, let us jump into this live play, into this adventure. Our heroes currently hurtling through space, as I mentioned, in this small, two-compartment spaceship. Kind of like it's almost like a little... It's bigger than a taxi, there's room to stand in here. It's kind of like a little troop carrier or something like that. Something that you might expect like a squad of Marines to be deployed from, but everything's kind of been stripped out of it. There's nowhere to even put your luggage, nowhere to sit either. It's standing room only. It's like this thing has been completely stripped out on the inside. All of the numbers have been filed down. All the serial numbers have been filed down. This is like what they refer to in the biz as a clean ship. No one's going to know where this ship has come from and where it's going necessarily. The other thing that's odd about this ship is that it doesn't have a pilot. Our four adventurers coming on board, being told to meet at a certain time and place and board this ship from a space station called Helios Station. And as soon as the four of you were aboard, the ship simply closed its hatch and self-piloted itself up into the atmosphere and off into space to ferry you towards this covert operation that you have all agreed to prior to this moment. So, starting our adventure inside of this ship, let us meet our players and our cast members, starting with, let's go bottom to top actually on my list, the engineer. Tell us a little bit about yourself, the engineer.
Hello, I am the engineer.
What does the give us a little bit of a description of the engineer beyond what we can already see in terms of like their loadout, their equipment, what they're doing on the ship in terms of like, are they inquiring with other people, or is it a very quiet, silent journey from the engineer's perspective?
It is a silent journey. I am standing in a corner, facing the wall.
Perfect. Moving up to Lex Armstrong, also present within the ship. Tell us about Lex.
Lex is leaning against one of the walls, just kind of eyeballing the other people on this ship. She's not particularly impressed with this bunch around her. So she's just leaning back, keeping her eyes out, back to the wall, defensive position.
Mm-hmm.
Just keeping a watchful eye.
Slow trusting is Lex.
Very low trusting.
Okay, cool. What is Lex's understanding of what they're doing here? Does Lex have any understanding, or they've just kind of stumbled here from a job opportunity?
She's heard about the opportunity that there could be something going down that requires a bit of muscle and has a big payload, and that's right up her alley.
Okay, perfect. Moving across to Beetle, also within this vessel. Tell us, what is Beetle doing at this very moment?
She'd be sitting down, trying to make an origami crane out of like a bubblegum wrapper, something, and just obtusely chewing gum and like blowing bubbles, just to break the silence around her. Dressed like in the most ridiculous colors as well, every kind of shade of pink you can imagine. And she's here because she wanted to be a muso, but her mum made her get a real job. So she's here as a medic. Done it a few times. It's not hard. You just patch people up and move on. She's very just kind of chill. She's used to this. This is just an ordinary day.
Cool. What sort of like things does Beetle usually encounter as a medic? Like, is this like cool and calm under like the most grievous guts falling out injuries, or usually it's like, you know, patching up a kid who grazed his knee, but this sounded like more fun?
She's seen it all. She's seen arms come off. I mean, with technology nowadays, it's easy enough. You just bip, bap, boom. It's all fixed and sorted. No worries, mate. Got it sorted. So she's very confident. She's seen it all. What could possibly go wrong?
And then the epitome of confidence, I'm sure, in the vessel at the moment. Last but not least in our motley crew, Billy Chadwick. Tell us a bit about Billy.
Hey guys, look, it's super exciting to be here, but I know that you guys probably did the same thing. I fudged a little on the resume, and I've been a desk jockey for probably, you know, five, six, 7 years since graduating, and wow, well, I never expected to be on a ship like this. I thought this was just going to be a company profile type deal. You're all a lot.
Yeah, mate, did you?
Robot.
Have you not seen an android before?
No, I've seen an android. Who hasn't, right? But
I'd hope so. Yeah. Space.
I didn't expect her to be doing the same blind interview.
You are woefully unprepared.
I have what I have, and I have my knowledge, and I have done the yards, and I deserve this. So yeah, I'm here for a good reason too.
Yeah, I think I know the reason. I think we all do. But I just want to hear you say it. What is that reason exactly that brings you here right now? I mean, just in case.
Well, I've been doing really well with tech support. Yeah, I have the background. I could rewrite you from the inside out. Just give me a chance. I'll do it.
I calculate his probability of survival at 2%.
Hey, I'll take a gamble at 2%. 2% is pretty good. Like, I'd love to see my margins rise 2%.
At that moment, the rear of the ship lights up, the little blue kind of like glass dome, and it shoots light upwards towards the ceiling. As it does so, that light kind of nets and networks together and creates basically like the hologram of a smiley face that says, "I would agree, 2% is about where my calculations are at as well." And it's like a static smiley face image that like gets even smilier towards the end of its sentence. It kind of like clips from one image to the other.
Like, I told you, like, I know what I'm talking about. I'm here just the same as you guys are.
Not convinced, but is this... All right, I'm not convinced, but we'll see what happens. Look, I'll try and get your 2% up to 5, yeah? That's all I'm going to shimmy that.
If you can raise mine by 250% like you say you do, I reckon you'd be sitting in a better seat than I am.
Didn't realize we were running a daycare.
Where are the children?
We were running a daycare. We would be much less paid.
That is true.
Not wrong there.
There is less danger pay in running a daycare, says the smiley face. Eventually it says, "Good day. My name is Dr. Baker, your virtual assistant during your covert operation. Today, you are tasked with breaking the cookie jar and extracting the cookies before such time as the cookie jar would be intercepted by authorities, resulting in you being sent to the naughty corner for participating in naughty activities. If you would like to remove my redacted coding to learn the details of your operation, please confirm now. Warning! The information that you are about to hear could implicate you in conspiracy to commit a crime, for which we will not be liable, rather." And kind of a laughing emoticon comes up as he laughs at the end of his own mistake.
I mean, yeah, I don't know how this works. Yeah, I guess. I don't know. What do you need us to? Yep.
Oh, I am a fully capable AI. I can understand simple wording and instructions. A simple yes from everyone here is all I require.
Affirmative.
Yes.
Yeah.
Billy, are you ready to commit a felony?
Look at the selection criteria. I can do it. Yes.
Excellent! And a little like green bleep comes up from the bottom of the hologram. You see kind of like there's a little bit of like calculating going on inside, and then the displays at the front of the ship light up as well. He says, I represent a group of interested individuals who are tasking you with breaking aboard a target vehicle which is transporting an unnetworked computer server. The server belongs to the Harmonious Earth Collective, and the emoticon gets really angry looking for a moment, who are a conglomerate of powerful and corporate interests. The information being stolen is schematics for a new energy source, possibly some sort of nuclear reactor or something, some way of harnessing the solar system's energy. You know, just little stuff like that. If the Harmonious Earth Collective control that information exclusively, well, they'll be able to charge as much money as they want to allow the rest of humanity to access the same technology. And therefore, that's gonna create some inequality. Oopsies. Therefore, we're tasking you with breaking aboard, stealing that information, and sharing it with the rest of us here. And a little like thumbs up floats into view.
I mean, great. That sounds amazing. I mean, I think, is this the time though where we need to declare none of us is working for Harmonious Earth Collective? Yeah. Like, if you're a spy, if you're a second, you've got to tell us now. That's how this works, yeah?
Harmonious Earth Collective.
Yeah, I'm looking at you, Billy. I'm not going to lie. That was I aimed that at everyone, but I'm not going to lie. That was directed at you there.
You know what?
I
If there was
am
the
not a
opportunity
spy.
Look, if we can trust a computer to tell us that she's not a
I am not a
they're
girl.
They are not a girl. If you can trust a computer, you can trust me. The logic is sound. See?
The
Don't
logic
worry.
is not sound.
I'm with
We... Oh, please, go ahead. I have inbuilt interrupting protocols. Sometimes they make me look silly. Oh, let me assure you, we looked extensively into each of your backgrounds. Billy is as pathetic as he looks.
I believe a computer now. I trust it.
That's kind of rude. I didn't know. Okay.
Don't worry, Billy. The fact that you have no friends and family makes you an asset on this journey. It means we won't have to compensate anybody if you die.
What? Die?
Oh, don't worry, love. I got you.
Got a point.
It's fine.
Yeah, you're a medic. I can see your doctor's logo. God, is that actually a doctor's logo, or is that? Have you got a certificate? Did you pass?
I mean, I passed like the school of life. Let's put it that way. I've got a lot of experience. Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. It's fine. It's fine.
Okay.
Trust me, I'm a doctor.
Right. As much as you trusted me. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Oh. All right. Okay. Oh. Dr. Baker, how long is this going to take?
You will have a very limited window to steal the information we require. The ship will be arriving from hyperspeed into this solar system imminently, and from there, you'll have about 60 minutes until it is intercepted by authorities, at which point you may be arrested or killed. Therefore, you have a very narrow window to operate on. Is there any further information I can assist you with?
How would we get from here to there?
This ship is equipped with a full docking system. There are 2 points of entry that we have deduced are aboard the enemy vessel. Firstly, through the cargo bay, which is on the lower deck, or secondly, through their upper deck airlock. We can go either. Unfortunately, breaching an airlock during mid-flight will cause an alarm to signal on their ship. If you go through the cargo bay, you're more likely to get in undetected, but you'll be further from any server rooms or the cockpit.
How many personnel are on this ship? And are they likely to be hostile?
Oh, yes, extremely. It is likely they have been tasked with guarding the information they are transporting with their lives. However, fortunately, we believe that secrecy was their main form of defense. We've managed to intercept their spy network. Let's just say many boffins died to get us this information, and a little winky face comes up. Therefore, we believe that the crew's very, very small to avoid further security leaks. You shouldn't intercept more than maybe 4 or 5 individuals.
Well, Lex is in. You could take 4 or 5, right? Or 1 or 2.
Lex kind of just pulls up her, she's got a big kind of pulse blaster and just sort of looks it over and goes, yeah, I think we can handle it.
I don't know if firing a gun on a ship is a good idea, but okay, if you say so.
Listen
A
here.
bullet hole will not be a problem through the hull of a ship. It is only if you are very close to it that it should pose an issue. A big hole, however, is a bigger problem.
Listen to the robot. It knows what's up.
It knows basic maths. Yeah, cool. I can do that.
Your probability of doing basic math is 10%.
Yeah, let's test it. What's 3 sevens?
Oh, well, a few more than 2.
Sounds right. I mean, I think there's a specific answer, but I was kind of just hoping you would know, if I'm being honest.
I'm here to analyze data, not give you exact figures. I'll do that as part of the job being passed to me. I will get there. I can do it.
Excellent. If you would like to commence the operation, I calculate that the target ship should be arriving within the system within the next 5-10 minutes or so. We can begin our approach once you let me know which terminal you would like to enter the ship from. Or if there's further information that I can provide for you, I will do my best to assist.
Do you have blueprints of the ship? Some map or some kind of way we can see where we're going?
Unfortunately, proper schematics of the ship were not ascertainable. However, we do know the model and make of the ship. It contains 2 decks, a lower and an upper deck. The lower deck features the cargo bay and the engine room. The upper deck is used for transportation and uses the cockpit, features the cockpit, I should say. Haha, whoopsies. You can also find storage rooms and we believe the server room on the upper deck. And, if you should require it, toiletry facilities.
Good to know. It's got some amenities. That's nice. It's going to be a nice ship.
Right, so we need to decide if we're going upper or lower.
We literally have someone called the engineer. I'm sure they could tell us more about the ship.
I need to have made contact with said ship before I am able to ascertain any information. I am sorry that at this time I am not as useful. However, I am still more useful than you.
Just don't take it to heart, Lex. I'm sure they don't mean it.
I was talking to you, Chadwick.
Oh, okay.
Right. Well, what do we think, team? Upper or lower?
I suggest lower deck. However, I am open to suggestions.
Further away, but less likely to trigger the alarm?
Look, I've never worked in airlock before. I don't know if I could do anything with that. Do you reckon we can make it through it, Lex?
I mean, we can make it through it. It just depends if you want to spill blood or not. Is this a covert operation or is it a violent one?
That's for you to decide.
If we were to go through the cargo hold, we might be able to find other supplies that might help us on our journey.
That's a good point, actually. That's a good point. Might be some good stuff down there.
Possibly. I do not know.
Should we do that then? Yeah, we're gonna do it. We're gonna go through the cargo.
Lower entrance it is.
Yeah.
Affirmative. Let us begin our approach. And you feel the G-force of the ship that you're inside of start to pull as you get pulled in the direction that it's going. It begins to accelerate. You have, as he mentioned, maybe 5-10 minutes. Are there any last second preparations anybody wishes to make?
While everyone's falling over from the momentum, the engineer is just completely still in place, not moving like an inch.
This is unnerving.
So just really quick, I mean, I know we've only got a couple of minutes, but Billy, what exactly is have you killed anyone before? Just curious.
No, that'd be incriminating.
Right, okay, that answers my second question. Have you done anything incriminating? So that's a no, I'm assuming.
Well, the fraud is kind of badass.
Well, as in mail fraud?
Well, I mean, I don't think you're in the circles that I should talk to about that, huh? Yeah. How about that? Why would I admit to a crime?
Yeah, not incriminating at all. Got it. Sorry.
Billy, you're already implicated. Please prepare yourselves as we arrive.
Billy, do you need a definition of what a felony is?
A felony is just a friend you haven't met, right?
A felony is a serious crime, more so than a misdemeanor.
No, I don't like your demeanor.
You could be looking at some serious jail time if caught.
All right, I know the odds.
Already killed.
Let's just do it. Let's get past it. Let's move on.
I'm glad I could help.
Yeah, thanks, engineer.
As you approach, the ship that you're flying on kind of does a bit of a brake, approaching in a sideways vector so that you can latch your hatch onto the hull entrance. Do you have a preference as to who jumps on board first or second?
Lex goes first.
Yes, it's me.
All right, before you jump on, hang on, love, just before you go, I'm going to get like a little aerosol can out and Beetle's just going to spray you with like some like sprays like, all right, you should be good now. It should help you like feel a bit more agile, and I'm going to do Blessing of the Trickster. So you have advantage on stealth just if you need it, just in case.
Very nice.
For the next hour.
Thank you very much.
Cool.
Nice, all right.
Smells like but it works. Go for it.
It's a bit of a stink, isn't it?
Yeah, it's not great. It's not great.
As you approach upwards, the ship that you're on pulls up alongside, kind of like the barrier for the cargo hold. It's like a force field barrier. It'll deflect like laser bolts. It'll even deflect things that are like ballistic in nature. But anything that's slow enough moving, such as you guys, once your hatch is open, you just float on through. In what manner would you like to, Lex, jump aboard the ship? Are you barreling on, or given that you've been sprayed down with a nice aerosol, are you going to try and deftly leap into the storage bay?
I'm going to try to go for a deft leap with a bit of a 3-point landing to try and soften the sound so it's not too noisy.
Make a stealth check for me.
Alrighty, first roll, let's go. Oh, that's not bad. That's not bad. That is a dirty 20. Sorry, what was Blessing of the Trickster again? That's a...
Advantage on stealth.
Oh, okay. I'll roll again. As well. So yes, dirty 20.
Okay, cool. As you land inside of the cargo bay, kind of passing through that barrier, you can see that it's a low-ceilinged open space. There's a couple of metallic crates that are scattered through it. But for the most part, this cargo bay is actually fairly empty. You know, the sort of vessel that you've landed upon would be used, you know, it's like the equivalent of a space semi-trailer, you know, like it's used to transport large amounts of stuff, of cargo from A to B, but it's not like a massive freighter or anything like that. But as mentioned, like, there's very few actual metal crates and boxes in here that would constitute this being full. Some of them do provide a bit of cover, but you can jump over them or crouch behind them if you wanted to. Usually they'd be stacked to the ceiling, you would think. You can see that it's fairly dim in here. Nothing that you can't see even with a normal eyesight. And you can see at the far end of the chamber, I'm just going to move your token a little bit forward, but I'll move it back if I need to. As you jump into the room, you can see that there's a brightly lit door at the far end of the chamber. That door is... looks like it probably leads into like some sort of elevator shaft or something like that. Would be your guess. But the other thing that you can see in here is like the blinking lights, and they're like spotlights. They're not fully lit up yet, but you can see that they're definitely drones that crouch in the corner of the room. They look like security drones at a glance. What do you wish to do?
Do we have any way of communicating, like, via headset or anything, or is it all just in person talking?
No, you can assume that you are linked up to each other. And the other thing that you probably are aware of is that if he didn't mention it earlier, Dr. Baker says that he can communicate with you as well, even once you're all aboard the ship. So yeah, there's no need for you to need to be in person to communicate.
I'm going to talk to these guys quite softly and say, room's fairly empty, but we've got some security drones. They're not online right now, but is there something one of you tech heads can do about this, engineer?
Oh, yes. I can do something.
Great.
The engineer will put on board as well.
Mm-hmm.
And so ahead is where the drones are?
You've got two of them. As you kind of look through, you can see the beams of light. You've got two of them that appear to be like up near this corner, up near this corner, but you also spot that you've got one over here as well. You just kind of spot the beam of light between the crates. So there's three of them that you can see lighting up the room. Unless there's one, hidden in a space where its light isn't shining on the rest of the chamber.
Okay. Am I able to use my inbuilt eye scanners to detect what frequency or what kind of mechanics are powering these?
Sure. Yep. You can definitely detect their technology. Make for me, we'll call it an Arcana check, but more than like detecting magic, it's like detecting technology, what you understand about hardware, software, that sort of thing.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that was a 20.
Nice.
And then plus my Arcana, which is a 6, so that's a 26.
Perfect. These things look like they're self-motored. They've got their own power supply. They're basically fairly standard security bots. You'd expect them to have a small arms weapon loaded inside of them that will pop out if they detect any danger. The other thing that you know about them is that their spotlight works that they triangulate their fire. Typically what they'll do is they'll focus fire on one target at a time. And if a single target is caught in 2 or more of the spotlight beams, that means that all drones that target that individual or place have a greater chance of hitting it. You might say they are advantaged by spotlighting up the same person.
Can I also tell if they have the ability to if they have some sort of ability to alert elsewhere, or is it self-contained within the bot itself?
Self-contained within the unit, yeah.
Okay.
You don't think that, they might network communicate with each other, or more likely they just, they're kind of programmed to follow the light beams. But you don't think that they'll necessarily alert their networks to the rest of the ship.
Okay. How high are the boxes that are to my right?
High enough that you can crouch behind them, low enough that you could climb on top of it if you wanted to.
And the bot is hidden behind it? Or is it more like it's on level with it?
It's down low. It's like on floor level behind the boxes.
Okay. I might climb top of the box.
Okay.
Stealthily.
Make a stealth check for me.
Okay. So that's a 15.
Okay, cool. As you approach, you can hear the inner workings of the bot, you know, kind of like when a computer loads up or something like that, you can kind of hear like a ticking coming from inside of it, which simply indicates that it's definitely active. It's like in rest mode at the moment, having not detected any hostiles or intruders. That state doesn't change as you manage to crawl up onto the box behind it.
Mm-hmm. Can I land on top of it? Like, would it be big enough to sustain me? To hold me up?
Probably. You could probably, like, it's a medium creature, so you could, you know, in quotation marks, so you could probably jump on top of it and, you know, piggyback ride on it.
Okay. I would like to jump on top of it, open up where I can find that its motherboard is, and I'm going to try and reprogram it to believe that the other drones are its enemy.
Okay, awesome. As you jump on top of it, can you make for me what we're calling a HAC, hack device check? It's intelligence plus proficiency.
Intelligence plus proficiency. Oh, plus roll?
Yeah.
Okay, sorry. Yeah. So intelligence +4 plus proficiency. So that's 6. So that's 25.
Okay, cool. Ooh. I was like, this will probably be a pretty difficult check. What will I set the DC at? Maybe it'll be, you know, maybe like an 18 or a 19. Cool, not a problem. As you reprogram this thing, its light changes from like a blue into a more greenish kind of color. If I can make sure that I select the correct object, and definitely are able to reprogram it. Do you want, with the check that you rolled being so high, do you want to set it off, or do you want to keep it kind of shut down for the moment?
No, I'm going to ride it.
Okay, cool. Not a problem. As you activate it, the other bots on the far side of the room detect the movement and they start to activate as well. And I'll get everybody to roll initiative for me.
Starting off strong.
Amazing.
Oh, wow. Yikes.
Go big or go home. Initiative. Wow, I gotta thank Wayne. These dice are rolling really well for me today.
It's a big old 6 for me.
Where's my initiative? Okay.
Did anybody get above 15 or above 20?
Yes, I got a dirty 20.
Cool, for the engineer.
Beetle got a 16.
Cool. What about Lex? How did Lex go?
6.
Cool. And Billy?
Got an 11.
Okay, awesome. Billy and Lex. Lex is just a little too prepared, you know, like little too ready to go. Yeah, exactly. Jumpy. All right, awesome. That brings us up to the engineer. At this point, engineer, the drone is your mount. You can...
What's its speed?
30 feet. So you can move forward 30 feet. Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, I know where the other one is. It's right near the door, isn't it?
Yeah, correct. You can just pilot this thing over there.
Yeah, okay. So just like as if I'm like, yeah, I'm just going to ride it over towards the yeah.
To all the way to there?
So that's 5, 10. I think actually, yeah, and then point it at the drone.
Yeah, of course. Let me just move you back so I can grab its token as it turns around and lights up its poor defenseless brother. Cool. What would you like to do for your action?
Does it have? So it has a firing mechanism, correct?
It does. It has like as you're reprogramming it and flitting through the programs. Just quickly, what is your the device that you use? What we're calling the HAC device. The acronym stands for something hacking assistant control, something like that. What does it look like? Is it like a glove that you wear? Is it a wrist computer? Is it?
It's my little. It's my little wristy thing.
Ah, perfect.
Bloop 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 bloop.
Do you read?
Those are the noises it makes. It doesn't make like normal computing noises. Bloop, bloop, bloop,
It makes like verbal bloops. Is that?
No. She just makes the noises.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Perfect.
They made it silent for stealth reasons, and she just wants to put them back. Well,
Yeah,
not she,
great.
there.
Perfect. As the information is transferred to you, you know that this thing has a submachine gun, which is housed internally, but it's nothing for you to just pop it out and fire with it if that's what you want to do. Better
Yes.
phrasing. Cool. Make for me, just roll a d20 for me and add +3 to the result for its attack.
Oh my goodness. That's a 17.
That will hit. Go 2d4 +2 for damage.
2d4. So that's a 3 and a 1 plus, what was it?
2.
Plus 2. So it's 6.
Okay, cool. That brings it down. As the submachine gun is revealed, I'm really trying to pick my wording here. The metal out exterior of the drone opens up, and the submachine gun, it's there, it's there, and it begins to shoot holes in its companion. It's pretty loud, but you don't think it would breach up to the upper deck. Like the way these ships are constructed, it's not soundproof by design, but it is space proof, and therefore while it's loud and ricochets in here, it doesn't, you don't think, travel to the upper deck. Bullet casings hit the ground. The other drone has holes riddled in the side of it like Swiss cheese, but it is not destroyed yet. I'd probably say hacking the drone to fire with its mechanism probably uses your action, but you do have a bonus action if you want to use it.
In space, no one can hear you turn mechanic brethren against itself. Anyway, what else do I want to do? What can I do as a bonus action? I think I might pull it back a step.
Cool.
To be honest, just to pull it back a bit. Yeah, just so that should the droid come around. As a bonus action, what would be allowable? Would another shot be allowable, or would that be because I know in bonus actions usually you're not allowed to attack twice unless you've got a feat to do so.
Yeah, correct. Your character sheet, if I remember, is basically kind of structured on a rogue. No, I'm misremembering. You're the engineer. You do have your own little mechanized dude that you can throw out there. Your ballistic cannon, if you will, I think it's called.
Wait, did you say a little mechanical dude?
Yeah, you've got a little mechanical dude as well.
Okay, I'm sorry. I open up my chest cavity and a smaller me pops out.
Oh,
I don't know what I'm going to do with it, but you just said little dude and I'm going to run with that.
Yeah, perfect. You pull out a little dude who jumps out of your chest cavity and then perches on your shoulder. This thing, off the top of my head, you decide when you create it, and it can do one of the following things, which is either give everybody, including yourself, around you, I think it's like a D8 plus your intelligence modifier of temporary hit points, or it grows a gun and can shoot that gun.
Wait. So I'm on this crawling mechanical thing that has a machine gun coming out of it, and then on my shoulder I've got a smaller me with a big machine. Okay, I'm sorry. This is too great. Yeah, it has a gun.
Perfect. I'm going to get the actual rules up, otherwise we're going to get murdered by the internet. People are screaming at it does this, it's not a D8. This
is this my familiar?
No, it's a artillerist. It's an eldritch cannon is what it's originally referred to as from Tasha's. Please don't Take us down, wizards. Anyway, it will force ballista, range spell attack, originated from the cannon. One creature within 120 feet of it. On a hit, the target takes 2d8 force damage, technical damage, and if the target is a creature, it's pushed up to 5 feet away.
Okay, I take it from my shoulder, I hold it out and like around the corner of this box and let it shoot at the droid again.
Cool, perfect. Make an intelligence-based attack roll, so intelligence plus proficiency.
Oh man, Wayne, thank you. So intelligence, that's 21 plus, that's 23.
Yeah, that'll hit. Go for damage, 2d8.
Shout out to Underdark Dice, because thank you. So sorry, how much damage?
2d8.
2d8. So that's 3 and 6. That's 9.
Cool. That destroys this drone as you hold yourself forward, firing at the same time. Brah, brah, and this thing is destroyed. What sort of energy or thing? What kind of gun does your little mini me have?
It opens up its own chest cavity, and a massive gun comes out, shoots.
Yeah, great. It's like a clock that just like continues to open up.
We just have a Bush Gadol set of droids with guns.
Yeah, perfect. Love it. All right, jumping back down with the hatch open down on the ship. You two, Billy and Beetle, can start a duet band. It's perfect. You can hear the sounds of the firing happening on the deck because you've got an open hatch on your ship. What is it, Beetle, that you would like to do?
I'm just going to look over at Billy first, and I'm going to be like, mate, it's gonna be fine. Like, all jokes aside, I'm a medic, right? It's my I won't let you go, okay? Unless it gets real bad, but I'll real try, okay? Yeah. All right, I'm gonna just like gently pat him on the shoulder, and I'm gonna pull out 2 almost identical pink like pistols. And I want to move forward to the left of Lex if I can.
Yep. About 15 feet there, going through the hatch.
Yep. Perfect. And I would like to, I'm going to look at both the pistols. One of these has got a shield on it and the other one's the weapon. I'm 99% sure I know which one's which. And I'm going to cast Shield of Faith over on the engineer as a bonus action. And then I'd like to hold my action with my pistol in case anything else decides to come out and start attacking the party.
Cool, no problem. What does the Shield of Faith look like? Is this like something that you throw over to the engineer? Is it literally you just pray to the space gods and hope that they space protect them?
No, it's like a pink bubble gun, essentially. You just kind of like pop it out. It's just like a little bubble that goes around both the engineer and the tiny engineer. And I'm just like, dope. That is some dope stuff right there. Credit where credit's due. Yeah.
Okay, perfect. As you jump on board, the movement detected by the other drone turns its light around, shines it towards where the engineer is. Gonna move 5, 10, let's go 15, 20. Yeah, it just moves across the whole space, basically.
Why did it spook me when it came out of the darkness? Like, it legitimately gave me a bit of a spook. I'm like, oh God, that's where it was.
I mean, these things are totally creepy as well, right? Like, they walk around on these spider legs and it's like really quick as well. It's like as it scurries along, it turns its spotlight around on you. Your armor class would be 18, I think, now with the shield.
Yeah,
the bubblegum shield.
2. Yes.
That is not going to hit as it fires off with its own submachine gun, which we've already established where they are located. It just bounces off the outside of the bubble shield, just bong, 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 bong. In fact, you probably even can't quite hear it. It's like the sound's muffled as well. That's where it's going to end its turn. It only gets one go, and with no mates to help it, it's not as... it's pretty pathetic. Speaking of pathetic, let's jump back to Billy, who's inside the ship. What would you like to do, sir?
Okay. Do I know this kind of ship? Have I seen this before?
Let's. Do you want to move forward to get a better look at the inside of it? At the back of your own ship, you can't see what's on the inside.
Yeah. I'm gonna step out and I'm gonna have a better look at this.
Cool. Let's jump you around to there as you snake your way out. As you get out, you just hear Dr. Baker behind you go, "There you go, Billy. Good on ya."
Thanks.
As you come into this cargo bay, make me a quick investigation check to gauge what you know from just looking around at this ship.
Dirty 20.
Nice. Is there anything specific you're hoping to learn?
Hopefully, like for a model number or a serial. Like, have I seen these ships before? And would I know someone in my contact book who would know about these ships?
Potentially, yeah, absolutely. In fact, as you look around this ship, you can see that it's got a wide open cargo bay. As you look to the other side through the kind of dimness, you can see that there is a door that leads to an elevator, you're pretty sure, as I mentioned before. But there's also like a door behind this drone, and you suspect there would be another one on the other side of the chamber as well that would lead down to the engine room. And you know a mate. His name is Roger, surname also Roger, real robotic kind of guy, but you like him. And he, works with these sort of engines all the time. He's like, man, these things constantly break, or they constantly send like error messages to the ship so that they think there's a problem with the engine, and there never is. And he gets real exacerbated about that fact that they're constantly sending error messages that are false alarms, fairly simply.
All right, guys, shut up for a second. Roger, I need you to upload as much information as you can about this ship.
Roger.
Yeah, don't take that tone with me. We've done this before. Send it through as fast as you can. I need it, and I'll tell you why later.
Roger. The information starts downloading to your device, mobile phone. It is arriving, but you're getting like multiple text messages. It's like ding. It might take, some might say even, about 6 seconds for you to get all of the information. But is there somewhere you've got about maybe 5-10 feet of movement left if you want to move further into the room, or stay the hell over by the wall?
I'm gonna go crouch just to the right near that box.
Yeah, cool, no problem. Bringing us down to Lex.
All right. I am going to head on. Each square's 5 feet?
Correct, yeah.
I think I can get adjacent to that drone up top side with my 30 feet.
Yeah, correct. Up to there. Is that where you want to be?
Wait, yeah. So I am going to pull out my pulse rifle. And I believe I don't suffer any disadvantage when I make a close ranged attack. So I'm pretty much just going to press the front of the rifle directly to the drone, and I'm going to fire off a shot of energy.
Perfect. Make an attack roll.
Okay, so that is a 19 to hit.
That will definitely hit. Go for damage.
Which will be... that is 6 points of damage.
Sure.
As you see, as I press the gun in, I kind of push a button sort of near the where I hold on to the gun that switches it into like muffled mode, so that it doesn't create a large sound, and it just pulses like a wave of energy into the bot.
Mm-hmm.
Now, can't find it on the sheet, but can I bonus action attack again?
Say, make for me, because I don't remember off the top of my head either, make for me a dexterity check.
Okay. We have got 11.
Yes. With you have like a moment of rapid reflex to fire at this thing a second time.
All right, I'm going to fire again. Not so good. That's only a 10.
Okay, that does not hit that time as you run up, fire with the first shot, quickly ready yourself for the second one, and you're feeling like real you're like, yeah, I'm in the rhythm here, right? But this thing just like turns around in your speed, in your haste to attack it. It just knocks the gun slightly off kilter, and the attack does not hit it, shifted to the side as the weapon was.
Sweet, I'm going to end my turn there.
Perfect. Bringing us back to me, myself, and the engineer.
Quick question about how these robots were constructed.
Mm-hmm.
Do they have any mechanism to right themselves up?
Not really. Not really.
Okay. Another quick question. Outside, where we came from, is there any, like, is it just like our ship is suctioned to this ship? Like there is no like outer space area?
There can be if you want. So Dr. Baker is not going to stay docked there the entire time unless you want him to be, or you could tell him to detach if you want him to be, if you want him to.
Okay. Okay, I'm trying to figure out how much of my action it would take for me to pick it up and maybe throw it to sorry, Miek, what was your character's name again?
Beetle.
Beetle, to maybe like bat it or shoot it into space. Or just to like kind of yeet it and then what would you need for that to happen?
Okay, cool. This is your drone or the drone, the active drone next to Lex that you're talking about?
The active drone next to Lex.
All right, cool. Let's start by moving you like 5 feet up to there to get next to this thing. Make for me an athletics check.
Oh, no.
Go with advantage if you want to use your drone as well to kind of like, the drone that you're riding grabs onto it too.
Okay, cool. I will do that because I have a +0 to athletics.
Perfect.
Oh my god, it was a 19.
Yeah, absolutely. You managed to grapple onto this thing. And it is just the worst sound in the world. It's like metal scraping on metal. It's like scraping chair legs across a nice floorboard. As this thing attempts to like dig in its little clawed feet, and instead you just start.
This is lo-fi music to the engineer.
Cool. Let me move this guy around to there as you reposition them. And then we're gonna.
Am I able to get help from Lex as well?
Sure, Lex. Do you want to forego your action in a later turn to help in this effort?
Yeah, I'll assist.
Okay, great.
I feel like Lex would be really good at this.
Can I get? Let's go, Lex. Can I get Lex to make for me an athletics check now, also with advantage because you're being assisted by a robot, and a very small robot.
That is an 18 plus 5, so 23.
Yeah, you get it over there. In what is this for Lex a yeet? Are you like kicking this thing? Is it a bowling ball?
I think it's like a shove with a foot, so she's just gonna lift up her booted foot and just give it a good old shove.
Yeah, great. As you do that, this thing, like its legs like come in to itself defensively, and it doesn't create like the perfect sphere. So it's bouncing as it goes sliding down this way, and you hear this like kind of sad mechanical sound out of it. It's almost like this thing has the voice of Wall-E, as it's just like bouncing towards the opening of the cargo bay. You hear Dr. Baker inside of his inside your earpieces go, "Oh, it looks like we've got an incoming." Goozy, and his ship breaks off and starts to drift away. As it comes down into the court of both Billy and Beetle, what would our hipster folk band like to do with this thing?
Look, I don't know if Beetle's the most. Oh, I'm just checking. Oh, actually, no, I'm not too bad at Dex. I could try and boot out. Unless, okay, yeah, I'm gonna look at the body language of Billy, and I'm gonna try and boot it out for a space mark. Is that all we'll? That's my sporty references as far as it goes. Yeah, I'm gonna try and just boot it out.
Okay, cool. Give me you said dexterity before. How would you use dexterity to kick it?
Like bend it like Beckham, yeah? Like Yeah.
You're using your momentum.
Yeah. Like,
yeah, totally.
That's sport words.
Yeah. Making everybody who thinks that Dex is like an overstressed ability score, they're like, it should be athletics. All right, make a dexterity or an acrobatics check for me.
Hey,
would you like to assist in this, Billy? And in what way?
Look, honestly, I'm going to keep my hands clear of this one. It's coming in fast and it's coming in hot.
Perfect. Roll with advantage, Beetle, because Billy not helping is the most help he can give.
Amazing. Okay, 15 or 18.
Perfect. As you use your momentum to shift yourself around to kind of lob this thing into space, it floats out into the atmosphere, and you just hear this sad sort of like, "What?" as it just floats off into nothingness.
All I can think of is like the drones from like Portal, where it's just like, I don't hate you.
Yeah, perfect. Cool. That with no more immediate threats in the area, that ends the initiative order, and you are free to act freely. What do we want to do?
First of all, just a round of applause. I mean, I've done a lot of these missions. That's by far the most entertaining kickoff I've ever seen. That was amazing. You've got like a mini you in there, engineer. That's bonkers. I hadn't seen that before. It's great.
Can I shove the mini-me inside my chest cavity and close it up?
Yeah, absolutely you can. The mini-me disappears inside your chest cavity. And
there's just a little scream as I close it.
Great work, team, especially you, engineer.
Just doing my job. And then I ride forward on my little robot.
Billy, how you holding up?
Yeah. On.
From now on, as I walk forward, the Ride of the Valkyries is playing just as I'm riding my little robot.
Roger. Come on. All right, guys. It looks like one of this ship. I think it's an XN 520 I-class model. Look, I believe these ones have an engine issue. What Roger's telling me is we might be able to give it like a bit of a flick on the switch and make it like give some error messages, and that's going to disrupt the crew. And we can bring them down here. We can set up an ambush, and we don't have to go trawling around through all these doors.
So just so you know the specific information, Billy, as it comes to you, you know there's possibly a couple of options of what you could do from the engine room. You could disconnect the engines from powering non-essential functions to the remainder of the ship. So it'll do things like turn off lights, and it might cause, like heating to stop, basic things like that, which is not critical, but it will alert the crew that something is wrong, and it won't necessarily alert the crew that you're here because it might just come up as an error reading. You could alternatively fake a catastrophic malfunction to the engines, which will cause all the doors and possibly security barriers to drop throughout the ship and all the doors to unlock. But this will highly alert the crew. They'll be like, oh, wait, something is absolutely going down. Or you could even, if you really wanted, cause an actual overheat and catastrophic damage to the engines, which will shorten the time you have to find what you need, but it'll definitely send the crew into disarray. So between those three, and it's not necessarily automatic either, there might be some ability checks required, but those are kind of what you're learning from Roger.
Well, guys, I trust this guy entirely, and now that you guys know this, what kind of steps do you want to take? Are you guys prepared to go head to head like you've just done?
Always.
Okay. Well, do you want me to bring? Look, I could trip a loop in the system, and we could maybe get like a scavenger crew down here, and that way we can open up a couple of doors, get some access. Yeah, do you want to take this slow?
If you want, I could help.
Yeah, look, honestly, I know the ship. Roger knows the ship, but I don't know exactly what I'm doing. So if I feed you instructions, can you get amongst it and we can get out of this alive?
Yes, of course.
All right. Okay. Well, I guess Beetle and Lex, like, how do you guys want to play this?
I mean, I'm all for picking them off slow as they come down, or, I don't really know much about all this tech business, but I like the sound of maybe disabling some of the security protocols. That might be helpful.
Yeah, look.
I could also disable oxygen.
Oh, no, I think we need
Yeah. Let's.
Oh, I forget. You need oxygen to survive. I do not need such things. Haha.
Yeah.
Haha.
Okay. Haha. Yeah. Cyber. Cool. Really cool. Look, if we can, let's do it. Engineer, you and me. We're gonna go down the engine bay, and we're gonna trip a system, and we're gonna bring some people down to you. Are you right to handle this?
Okay.
All right. Let me give you my hack system details so you can fill me in on what's going on up here, and I will send the engineer right back up if you need it.
Sounds like a plan.
Okay.
Cool. As you proceed downwards, there's a nice little escalator that, gets
So
cruisy for about 5 feet.
Nice.
That's so cool.
I have to give props. Like this map is awesome.
Map is insane.
Dante from Arkenforge did a very good job constructing this for us.
Honestly, like
Yeah.
kudos. This is heckin' cool. All the animations, even the fact that the light works properly, like through that's so heckin' cool.
I reckon.
Cool. As you come into the engine room, you've got a terminal between the engines at the back here that you can approach.
All right, let's see what we're working with here. Engineer, what have you worked with before?
I have worked with many models. You said this was the repeat?
I believe it was the. Look, I'm not going to bust my phone back out, but it was like the XN500i series.
Oh yes, I know this one.
All right. So what?
Do I
what
know
I
this
need,
one?
Standard sort of ship. Do you think you'd know it, or do you think you're kind of just bluffing him with your calm robot smoothness?
Look, I feel like I've got a pretty good idea of how most ships work. And there might be some differences, but it's going to be essentially like the same, depending on how the UI is. But I would imagine I'd be able to understand it pretty well.
You'd be shocked if they were running Linux on this thing. Linux. Yeah. Cool. All right. Make for me, in that case, a hack device check, intelligence plus proficiency, and you can have advantage because you're using the information provided by Roger, with, Billy acting as a sort of middleman.
Okay. So intelligence, that's +4. Then plus proficiencies, then that's a 19.
Okay, great. You think that you will be capable of doing one of two things, which is, as mentioned before, turning off the lights, turning off non-essential systems and whatnot, just to get someone down here who will want to turn the light switch back on. Or you could fake something more catastrophic. You don't think you could overload the engines to create an actual disaster without blowing them up suddenly, unfortunately. So you have those two options, but the other thing that happens is as you're disseminating through the data that begins flooding through your hack device, as you're going through the computer systems, you learn
it's scrolling through my eyes. Like you can see all the data just scrolling through my eyes.
This is a lot.
Yes.
learn the basic outlay of the ship. The top deck above you has 3 kind of central rooms and a corridor which goes around the outside of those rooms. You learn the location of the server room that you're trying to get to. The door to get into that is quite close to the cockpit, but you might be able to, kind of on the other end of the ship, but you might be able to sneak your way in there if they're not paying attention. You also learn kind of, you get a couple of repeat messages that suggest that there's actually someone else on this ship, as in a prisoner. Someone is being held on this ship on the upper deck. You get repeat references to them through the information that you're learning. You're not able to get through all the firewalls and the encryption to learn the identity of this person, but just kind of going through the metadata, the mentions of them, you suspect that it's likely maybe they're a corporate or political prisoner that's being held aboard the ship at the same time that you are currently on it.
Okay. When I had plugged in, basically like my hands had like cracked back and like this like, wire had come through, and that's how I connected into the thing. So I retract that. And I turn to Billy. And it seems that they are also holding a prisoner here.
Where?
Did I get specific information as to where? Okay. I know where.
Upper deck, you can't access it from the outer corridor. You've either got to go through the server room, or you've got to go through the cargo kind of more like a luggage room than it is like cargo bay. It's kind of like the passenger room, if you will.
I repeat that information.
Okay, Lex, Beetle, can you hear me?
Yeah, loud and clear.
Hello? Like,
Yeah.
Loud and
am I
clear.
too loud? Tell me.
You're fine. Copy that.
Okay. All right. Okay. So we know where we need to be, but are you guys comfortable downloading from the server, or do you need me or the engineer up there?
I think the doc can handle it, right, Beetle?
Yeah, we're good. We're good. It's
Are you sure? I'm an amazing assistant when it comes to computers.
I'm not doubting you for a second there, love. That's wonderful. But we're good.
It's all I've done for a long time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. You let me know if you need me to explain anything to you. Like, I understand you're just a doctor. You don't do the computer stuff, so it's okay, Lex. Like, no hard feelings. Yeah.
We're fine.
Okay. All right.
Also, I should let you know that there is a prisoner on board.
Prisoner.
Yeah.
Correct. It seems that you can access the prisoner's holding through the cargo or passenger room. Sorry, not cargo. Redacted. It was through the passenger room.
Well,
There was another room. I know what was the other room.
That's all right. So you've got the server room in the center, the passenger room, which I, call the luggage room as well. It's kind of like, where passengers sit when they've got nothing better to do. And then there's like a storage room behind that, which could also hold passengers, but you know that it's holding this individual, or there's references to an individual being held in there. Caged, if you will.
I repeat that.
That hand motion was, but...
If you can't tell, I'm very bad at retaining information right now, so...
That's all good.
Well, our job description doesn't really include anything about search and rescue. Dr. Baker.
How do we know that
Who
this
is
is
it?
not the thing we are after?
Who is it?
We don't know. It does not say.
Dr. Baker, come in, Dr. Baker.
This is Dr. Baker, your heisting assistant. How
you have
may I
any-
be of service?
Do you have any intel on a prisoner that may be aboard this ship? And is that of any value to our mission?
Corporate espionage is frowned upon and unfortunately can sometimes lead to incarceration. Nothing like what you're doing, though. This is not a search and rescue mission. It is entirely up to you how you choose to proceed, however. But as a reminder, you have 40 minutes until your ship will be intercepted by authorities, leading to all of your incarcerations or deaths.
Thanks for that, Dr. Baker. Folks, I don't think that this prisoner is a concern of ours right now. If we come across it, we can deal with it as it comes. But right now, I think server room is objective number 1.
All right. Okay, engineer, trip the system. Shut off the lights in the top deck.
Tripping system. I plug my arms back in.
Cool. All the lights go out on the upper deck. But give me half a moment as somebody is going to come searching in the lower deck. You have a few moments before this person is going to arrive. Is there anything that you would like to do in that time? Or people, I should say. People, could be anyone. Could be lots of people.
Yes.
Lex, Beetle, be on your ready.
I would like to take kind of stand with my back pressed against the wall, kind of to the side of the door that they'd come into.
Yep.
So that if they open the door and look into the room, they can't see me. And then I would like hold my action to fire on anything that steps through the door.
Okay. Can you make for me a quick stealth check?
I surely can.
With advantage.
Ooh,
Yeah.
That fresh, they won't smell you as they come out.
Yeah.
That's pretty good. That is an 18.
Cool, you just like melt into the wall and disappear. Yeah, I gooified them with my spray. Beetle, what would you like to do?
I too would like to hide in my fluorescent pink ensemble. Is there anywhere that looks slightly... I don't feel like I'm going to have as much luck just blending into the wall, but let's try, hey?
Oh, you just, yep, same position on the other side?
Sure. I'm going to just look over at... I know that I need to stay near Lex, because Lex is the muscle, very evidently. So, yeah, I'm just going to try and do the same thing. I've watched that happen. I'm like, all right, give it a go.
Make a stealth check for me.
Ooh. Ooh, 5.
The dice tell the story as it is meant to be told, I feel.
Oh boy.
In the engine room, the two of you would probably have a couple minutes if you want to leave the engine room space or if you want to continue to try to mess with things from here.
I'm going to see if I can... I want to know more about this prisoner.
Okay, I will try again. Can I try again?
Yeah, absolutely. Make another hack check, intelligence plus proficiency. Meanwhile, you can hear the sort of magnetic elevator. It's not just sort of magnetic, though. It's completely magnetic. A disconnect on the inside and a shifting sound as it goes up to the level above, and then you hear as it comes back down to your level, and then hear a ding as the door slides open on it. And somebody walks from inside and starts to step out. They kind of like come around, and you can see they have this look on their face like, as they come around the corner just looking straight at Beetle, just like, well, you know, they spotted, I don't know, your shoe or something, like, what the fuck is going on in here? But they are not looking at Lex on the other side whatsoever. Lex, what would you like to do?
I'm gonna fire.
Make an attack roll with advantage.
Alrighty. That is a 21.
That will hit. Go for damage.
That is another 6 points of damage.
Perfect.
From my pulse rifle.
Chill.
Straight in the back of the head.
Oh my god, like the tokens move.
Down.
Like this is insane.
Would you like to end or attempt a dexterity check to make another attack, or use action surge to just make another attack?
As a bonus action, would I ever be able to shove or like grab and kind of throw, or would that count as an attack?
Let's do it. Why not? Make for me an athletics check.
Okay. That is a 15.
Okay, cool. Yes. What do you want to do with them?
So after I've shot, I'm gonna reach in and grab, like near the collar and just like throw them into the room.
Cool. Not a problem. As they come out, you take a shot at them. Blah! As blood sprays out from them onto the floor. Once I move it down to the correct level. And then you shove them back into the room as they disappear inside of the little elevator shaft. They get pushed back in there. You can see that this person looks at you, and while you've like blown apart a chunk of their face, you can see that they're not flesh and blood. Well, they are flesh, but then, and they are blood actually, now that I say that, because you saw the splatter, but they're not bone. Bone is the important part, as they are like tinfoil looking metal beneath in their bone structure. One red eye kind of like looks across at you as you grab hold of them, force them back into the elevator. They grab onto your arm, trying to stop you from pushing them, but they're not able to do so. Do you want to push them all the way into the back or leave them there where they are?
I think leave them there. I was thinking that I was actually going to pull them out, but if I've got back in, then
if you want to pull them out, that's fine.
Yeah, pull them out of the elevator.
Yeah.
Yeah. So kind of like grab and then just like heave them forward out of the elevator doorway so they can't go back up.
Gotcha. All right, no problem. Beetle, can I get you to quickly roll a dexterity check for me?
Sure. It's a natural 1 with a +2 though, so that's a 3.
Yeah, perfect. Okay, cool. This person, you see their eyes light up, and you can see there's like a glove and a wrist band on them, or like a bracer that also lights up, and you can see that they are deploying their own hacking program. As they do so, the both of you feel the cybernetics that are implanted into your bodies heat up suddenly, as if the internal programs are being overloaded into them. This sort of effect could be described, it's almost magical, and it hits you like a missile, but it's definitely technological. Pardon me, Lex, you take 4 plus 4 is 8 plus another 1. You take 9 basic math. I'm good at it, I swear. You take 9 points of electrical damage, and Beetle, you take 5 points of electrical damage as this dude hacks and overloads your internal programming. Beetle, what would you like to do?
So I've seen that this guy is not entirely like human, right? Because I've got an ethics with like, I can't look at people if it's human. I've just got to do it, but that's fine. It's cool. I can take this guy down. I use my same little rifle that I had out before, and I'm just going to try and shoot this thing. So it's not a guy, it's a thing.
Make an attack roll. You'll have disadvantage on this because it's a ranged attack within 5 feet of him.
Yeah, fair. 13?
The rules.
13?
13 actually might hit. Let me quickly double check this dude's stat block. 13 does hit. Go for damage.
Nice. 2d4 plus 2, that is 8.
8. Cool. What is it you're attacking with? A rifle, you said?
Yeah, my very pink rifle.
Great. Perfect. Is it just like a ballistic shot that this thing fires?
Yeah.
Or is it... Okay,
it's very
perfect.
simple. It's very much like, it's probably a kid's like, my first weapon style situation. Doesn't get used a lot. It's like in primo condition.
Sure. You shoot this dude straight through the side, splatting blood out the other side of him, this synthetic blood, as it turns out. And he just crumples to the ground, kind of like folds down, and is functionally destroyed.
Nice job.
How did we go with what did we roll on the
Not as good as before. I got a 16.
Okay. Whoever the identity of this individual is, they are trying, like, there are security measures in place to bury the identity of this person. They are referred to a few times as the asset, but never given a name, a position, why they're important, anything else like that. You feel is that information is either not on the server, it's being kept off deliberately, or it's just so well folded into the network that because that's how computing works. It's
encrypted.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, that word. It's so well encrypted that you don't think you're going to be able to break it from this terminal.
Okay.
Break the encryption. That's what you do.
I do not believe that I will be able to find out the identity of this individual through this terminal. I find that we might have to do it the old-fashioned way of looking this person in the face and asking them, "Who are you?"
All right. Look, Dr. Baker told us that we need to get this. We need to go to the server room. We need to download this. We need to get back on the ship. So let's make that primary goal number one. Look, we've already tripped one. They're not going to believe two. Let's get up there and go.
Okay. If I am hacking the server, maybe you can find out who this asset is.
All right. Okay. So, I need to lock these doors open.
Okay.
I would like to lock as many security doors open as I can, and maybe try and bust open the cell from here.
You would like me to override security?
Oh, I can do it. You go where you need to go.
Okay. And I'll head back up, and I'll find the dead android, and I'm gonna look at both of them, and I'll be like, rude. But also, why would they think to put blood in these androids? That seems useless.
I think it just tries to make them feel more real. Maybe. I used to practice on a lot of these things.
Ah, I see. I don't know why they would want to be more human. We are clearly the more superior life force.
Is that so?
Yes, that is so. And then I enter the elevator on my little robot with spider legs. The Valkyrie slowly, very softly playing.
I turn to Beetle as well and offer a fist bump for that teamwork there.
Yeah.
Can I try and quickly lock as many doors open as I can upstairs in the first floor before I leave and try and jump in the elevator?
Let me just check. I think you succeeded, between the two of you succeeded a check earlier that would have allowed that. So let's say yes. You can kind of like lock down systems that will result in doors opening, and also security barriers may not be able to be raised depending.
All right. Hey guys, don't worry, we're all good. How'd that go? There's oh wow, there's a lot of blood.
Don't worry, it's not real. It's not real. It's fine. Just get in.
What do you mean it's not real?
It's like synthetic or something.
Oh.
So you could eat it. Do you want to try to eat it? I don't know. Someone told me once it tastes like chocolate. No, okay.
It tastes like strawberry jam.
Yeah.
All right, let's just keep going. I'll press these buttons for you then if you're gonna keep your hands dirty.
As really nice music, it's just boom, 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 boom. That's all.
Girl from Ipanema.
Yeah. Beetle starts harmonizing. She's that theater kid that harmonizes everything.
We all know that theater kid.
The happy birthday on her. Yeah, just instantly doing a bit of scat.
I am assuming here that Lex is going first. Is that accurate?
Yeah.
Cool. Lex, you
Yeah.
Go ahead.
No, Lex is going first.
Cool. You step out into the corridor. So what you know from doing your hacking downstairs is that this corridor goes in both directions and basically meets up on itself around the other side. It's like a big ring that goes around the outside of the ship. The cockpit is on the opposite end of this deck, basically directly through this wall, but you've got the other chambers between you and it. The quickest way to get to the server room is around this corner. What would you
Do we
like to
know what else is around that corner?
Basically, the first door that you will come to as you go all the way around will be the server room door. However, you know that it's basically opposite the cockpit. So if you're looking at the cockpit door on one side, you're looking at the server door on the other side. And presumably, there will be people inside of that cockpit. The rest of the rooms are internal to the corridor that goes around the outside. The one other thing that's worth mentioning, actually, is that the airlock to the outside is just over here, just out of sight.
Can I have a quick look around and see if I can see any security measures, security protocols, alarm systems, anything like that?
Sure. Make for me an investigation check.
That is 15.
Okay, cool. As you go out and begin to look around, looking for all the security measures that you might be able to see that are hidden throughout the facility.
Optical implants to scan.
Gotcha, for sure. Everything that you can see around you now is, security measures in terms of it being, there's a fire hydrant in the corner in case there's a fire. This thing that you can see right next to you here is a tanning bed. Funnily enough, they've just got one of those. Couldn't put it anywhere else. This thing gives you readouts on like the oxygen in the room, like whether there's like any pollutants, whether the carbon dioxide's getting too big. This is for recycling. It's very good that they have this because if they have any cardboard, if they're eating some, I don't know, like a burger along the way, they can recycle the packaging. But you don't spot any like cameras or anything like that. The lights are down in here from your hacking earlier, but not pitch black. The sort of security lights have come up, lighting the ground red.
All right, with that looking clear, I'm going to go to kind of the edge of the tanning bed quite stealthily and see if I can sort of crouch there and peer around the corner and see if there's anything kind of risky around there.
Coast looks clear as far as you can see.
All right, I'm going to Y back and be like, "This is clear, team. Come on through. Take it to the right."
This way?
No, as in they follow me around to the right. I'm telling them to come along.
Gotcha. I would love to be able to drag your token back around the corner, and in the moment that the fog of war wasn't there, it's just filled with soldiers with guns. That is definitely, that is, to be fair, something you can do with the Archonforge toolkit and something I've done to players before, but that doesn't happen in this situation.
This kid is amazing.
Yeah,
Right.
I was gonna say you're not gonna pull an alien isolation on us, are you? Know?
You're already doing that, right? With your little friend who's riding along with you. You've got the alien chest buster.
Does it jump out and grab people's faces?
And rips them apart. Yes. No, just burrows in their mouth and then tears them apart from the inside.
Beautiful.
Yeah, perfect. As we come around, I'm just moving sort of tokens one at a time. There's nothing up here again. Dr. Baker, his assertion earlier seems to be correct in terms of they were really relying on secrecy being the thing that would protect them from getting attacked or boarded or anything like that. They probably didn't assume anybody would get this far. So there's relatively little security. You're able to basically command this outward cabin that goes around the outside of the ship, corridor rather. As you come around this corner, however, you can see there's all the spare oxygen tanks, and there's this navigation chart here. The door directly to your north, right here, that goes into the server room, and the door to the south, you can actually see it's like a double door that goes into the cockpit. The rest of the gang can find their way down as well. What would you like to do?
All right, guys. Engineer, you know what you need to do. Get into the server room, download what you need to get, and we need to get out of here. That's it. That's all we need to do. We can live. We can survive. We can go on with our lives.
Maybe just while you're there, just maybe suss out you guys said there was a prisoner, yeah, so we're going to definitely, help out a fellow, person. Yeah, because that would be pretty heartless.
I mean, it's
I'll
not a
go up.
search and rescue.
It's not, but if you guys do this, I can get through the doors. Just leave it to me. I'll find this person and I'll see what I can do.
What about in this cockpit here? Do we think that might pose some trouble while we're downloading what we need from the server?
You know what my old boss always said? He said a cockpit's just like a giant pool of dicks.
That's not bad.
I see what you did there was a cock joke.
Yeah, he was arrested.
That's
Mr. Dr. Baker,
Yes, how is it that your heist assistant may be of assistance?
do you know if initiating the server downloads is going to trigger a response from the security system and or personnel on this ship?
Highly suspected that the servers are not actually networked to the rest of the ship. This is for security purposes to ensure that the sensitive data could not be downloaded from the engine room where you were previously. So therefore, there is no inbuilt alarm system to ensure that these servers cannot be accessed or will not be accessed, or once they are accessed, they won't know that somebody's accessing them.
Fantastic. Thank you, Dr. Baker. Can we get a time check while you're there?
You have about 15 minutes until you are being boarded, so I would
Ooh.
along there.
All right.
All right, team, let's get in there.
Okay, go.
The door is
I'm
unlocked.
gonna make.
Sorry, go ahead.
Door's unlocked.
Sorry, I'm gonna make a beeline for the cabin. I want to see who's being held here.
Okay, cool. The door is unlocked, but it's because Billy hacked the server earlier to be able to open it.
Nice.
Runs past like a Black Friday shopper, just sprinting up the side of the server room as the rest of you come around. Are we all entering inside?
I'll let the others pass me, and I'm gonna stand in the doorway
Okay.
and just keep an eye out. Maybe close the door behind us, but stand near the door so that I'm kind of a bit of a barrier in case anyone comes nosing around.
Beetle engineer, what do you want to do once you get into this chamber?
I will insert my wrists into the server to try starting download.
Okay, great. Make for me another hack check.
That is a 18.
Okay, great. You are able to find the information that you're after pretty quickly as you start to go through the information. You can see that there does indeed appear to be the schematics for some sort of large-scale facility. In fact, it appears to even be at like a space station power plant that they are trying to construct. So something on quite larger scale. However, what's kind of confusing to you as you begin to download the information is like, what they're building feels like a containment field or a containment structure that siphons power from a central chamber. But what's in that chamber, like there's no reference to nuclear power. There's no reference to solar power from harnessing the energy of the sun. And Billy, as you run up to the far end of the room, you hit the door, which again is unlocked from your efforts earlier. The door slides to the side, and as you look into the next room, you can see that there is this laser grid cage, which encases what appears to be an individual who stands there and immediately turns their gaze quite calmly towards you as the door slides open. But they are entirely blue, and like a science experiment, electricity seems to arc off of them and kind of like bounces off the red laser grid that encases them. You note after a few moments of looking, they're actually not even standing, but floating a few centimeters above the ground with their toes just kind of brushing the floor. And in front of the cage is a dude standing there, armored with a samurai-like sword on his back, a real Snake Eyes looking dude who turns sees you and then just reaches for his sword, immediately whips it out, phrasing once again, and turns it towards you. What would you like to do?
I'm gonna reach for my pen and I'm going to click it twice, and the laser sword is going to extend from the end of it.
Perfect. Can I get everybody to roll for initiative?
Of course, you've got a lightsaber and a pen.
Of course. Love it.
So good. Laser pen.
Ellie is bringing me so much joy.
Did anybody get above 20 or above 15?
Oh.
Sorry, I got 19.
Oh, okay. You're just holding us all in
sorry.
suspense for a second there.
Sorry.
Cool. Did anybody get above 10?
13.
Cool. And that was Lex, sorry?
Yes.
Perfect. Anybody above 5?
I got an 8.
Cool. For engineer. And sorry, Beetle, what was that?
7.
Cool. With mighty 7. I didn't write your name. I just wrote 7. I would have been so confused if I didn't realize that when we got down there in the initiative order. I was just like, and it's 7's turn. Who knew? All right, great. Billy, you get the jump on Snake Eyes. What is it you would like to do?
First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to point at him, and I'm going to say, I've seen your kind before. They've warned me about you. You're not that hard to kill. And I'm going to cast Hunter's mark on him.
Great, perfect.
And then I'm going to dash forward and go for an uppercut slice straight to his jaw.
Make an attack roll for me.
Please don't kill Billy.
Come on, 2% survival rate. That's what we calculated it as.
19.
Yeah, 19 will hit. In fact, as you bring that weapon upwards, you can see this dude's overshield, like energy shield, light up to attempt to protect him, and it just breaks through that, catches in the middle of his chest. Go for damage.
So that is 8 plus 3 plus 4.
11, 15.
So 15.
Okay, cool. I like your style of play. Make the DM do the math for you. It's great. It's perfect.
Sorry.
No, I'm just kidding. As you come up, slice this dude upwards, the laser of the pen cuts across the side of this dude's face, breaks his helmet. You get this real Darth Vader look to this dude as the helmet breaks over and you see he's kind of gnarly on the inside, and this one like real angry eye looks out at you from the armor, but blood, and you smell it. It's real blood this time, at least you think, but sometimes they're pretty good at recreating the smell as well, but not this time. You think it's real blood. Begins to drip out of the armor and out of the wound, and this guy like staggers backwards, caught by surprise. Is there anything else you want to do with your turn?
I'm going to move further in and around past the console.
Cool.
And then, yeah.
Oh, press the console. Is that what you said?
No, pass.
Pass. Cool. All right. Cool. You still have extra movement if you didn't want to disengage. It's up to you whether you want a bonus action disengage or bonus action dash.
Bonus action disengage.
Cool. Gets you to there. This dude steps forward on his turn. His samurai sword fully out now, goes for an attack. I've lost my dice. No, it's in my tray. I found it. It's all right. Let's not panic. GM found his dice. That attack on your armor class, I don't think that's going to hit, as you manage to parry it with your laser sword, and we get a satisfying but sound. Then he goes for his second attack. which is also going to miss. Who knew? His injury just kind of crippling this dude as he's limping. He's not even like samurai swording at you, more so just flailing like it's a machete as he tries to stagger around injured. That's going to
don't undersell the fact that Billy is like Neo right now, just like dodging these samurai sword swings at him. Like this guy is on his game, but Billy is just he's on his game even better.
See, the thing is, like, Billy's like Kaiser Soze, you know, like the last dude you expect is actually an absolute legend. Let's bring it down to Lex. Lex, down on the far side of the room. You can hear a commotion up behind you. What do you wish to do?
I'm going to head straight for that commotion.
Cool. 10, 15, 20, 25... 30, 35 coming around. You can see into the room once you get to there. You can probably get an angle on the samurai dude if you want to shoot at him, but I'd give him a bit of cover, shooting kind of at the angle through the doorway.
I am going to bonus action dash to get in there. I think I had a thing about that. What was it? Yes, I can dash as a bonus action. Dope.
Sweet.
So I'm going to get right in there. I'm going to aim and fire.
Make an attack roll.
So that is... Oh, that is a 19 plus 5, so it's a 24.
That will hit.
Excellent. I'm actually as well attacking with I've pulled out an axe this time. Now that I'm close range. So I've got my gun by my side and I've actually pulled out an axe that's it's like I see Billy's laser sword and I'm like, ha, close range fighting. So I pull out an axe that it just looks like an axe without a head, and then it lights up and it's kind of like a glowing force field energy axe.
Perfect.
Glowing purple, and I'm going to attack. That's what I attacked with.
Yep.
And the damage for that is 13 points of damage.
How do you want to kill him?
I'm just going to take his head clean off.
Cool. As you slice this dude's head off, I wish I had a smaller token of his head to like drag it across the other side of the room. Unfortunately, I don't.
Dante, get on this.
Yeah, exactly. Patch notes. Cool. Yeah, you just delete this dude as you run into the room, take his head clean off. And then as the two of you kind of stop for a moment, looking at the dead body, looking at each other, wherever your attention may be in that moment, you both invariably notice that this person, this creature, this whatever this guy is just standing there. Like, he does not seem surprised or even shocked to see you have entered the room and killed a man. He just stands there looking at you impassively. Just while that was happening, is there anything that's happening down here that Beetle or the engineer wish to do?
So I'm downloading all the information onto my hard drive, correct?
Correct, yeah.
Okay, cool. Is it complete, or am I still doing it?
No, it's complete. It's pretty quick once you get it going.
Nice. Better than Australian NBN. All right.
In the future.
The true fantasy.
Well, look, it's internet, you know.
Future internet.
Oh god, you'd think since we created Wi-Fi we'd actually have good stuff, like the good stuff, but apparently not. Anyway. All right. Well, I've got what we came for now, so I'll probably wander into the next room on my little beetle, spidery guy.
Not on Beetle.
Okay, guys. You need to go. You need to leave. We're running out of time. We need to get back on the ship. You tell Dr. Baker that we need to go.
What about this thing here?
You.
Look, this computer's not too hard.
Blue,
Yeah.
what's going on here? What are you in here for?
He looks down at himself and says, Blue, I suppose that is how you would perceive me. But I am many colors and many things. And he just kind of floats forward. I say kind of a lot when I describe things, but he actually floats forward inside of his cage.
Correction, he is an energy core for the energy creation thing that these guys are trying to make. Language.
Turns his head towards you and says, "That is what their purpose was intended with me. I am very alien. Your language is strange to me," he says, and then continues to talk and explains, "I was captured some time ago with your feeble technologies."
Reminder, we have 5 minutes, a roundabout. Can he tell us this story on the way while we leave?
Right, TLDR, do you want to come with us or do you want to stay here? You've got 30 seconds to make a decision.
Look, I'm trying to figure it out. Let me get into the system and unlock these gates.
He looks down at the console and says, "Open the cage."
And if we release you, going to blow us up?
If anything, I should show you gratitude.
You should, but will you?
I will take my revenge on these people. I would leave quickly if I were you.
Right, well, we're going to be...
Go. Let me unlock this guy.
Right, well, I think we should start making our way to the exit. You right to follow up behind us, Billy?
Yeah, you know me, I'm the fastest one here.
No, we established that fact. I can follow up with Billy if you guys are keen to. I'm just going to also, Beetle just doesn't look at the dude that's decapitated on the floor. I just can't look at it because then I got to deal with it. It's part of my oath. So if I just don't look, I don't have to deal.
Cool, that's fair. That's how that works. That's how a doctor's oath works.
Yeah.
As it turns out as well, the force field is lowered and or repositioned in the room because I accidentally dragged it away. But that's okay because that was Billy's intention the entire time, I am sure. As the rest of you begin to run out of there, knowing that the airlock is relatively close at hand, the barrier comes down and this dude floats forward, the arcs of energy that are arcing off him kind of reaching further, and you can see that they burn the metal of the ceiling and the floor where he is. He just nods at you, Billy, and then proceeds forward and disappears into the wall, just phases through it. But not a moment had he gone through that wall that you feel the whole ship rock suddenly and begin to move and shake. In the side room where the three of you have gone so far, you note that the wall begins to spark and show signs that things are not all good on the ship, and that leaving right now would probably be a wise decision.
I mean, Dr. Baker, can you meet us at the top airlock, please?
I am detecting there is some critical failure aboard the ship that you are on. Destruction of the vessel was not something that we had previously agreed on, but yeah, that is not a problem. I will find you momentarily. As you go running through the ship, does anybody have any parting words to this vessel as they run towards the exit?
I'm going to rip out the headset, which is attached to Dr. Baker, and I'm going to lag behind as I bring up my phone back up. I'm like, okay, Roger, it's done. He's out, he's released. And now I need that evac as fast as I can. I can't go with these guys, he's gonna murder me.
You hear Roger over the phone that you're holding. The ship pulls up alongside. The door slides open, and you hear Roger say, uncharacteristically of him, "Make for the cockpit."
All right, I'm on my way.
Billy,
Hey,
are
engineer.
you not joining us? Billy, are you not joining us?
Where's Billy?
Your survival was low. And then it's gonna sprint away.
Where's Billy? What's going on?
The engineer is going to turn to Beetle and open up the chest cavity and pull out the smaller version of herself and put it into Beetle's hand and be like, "This is my hard drive. Protect it. It has all the information we need should I not return." And then I'm going to turn and run after Billy to, because I don't like it when people say my calculations are wrong.
Okay. Cool. No problem. As you run out of frame, the ship pulls away off into space. And as the two remaining party members are jettisoned, you can see out through the portholes, the ship that you were just inside of begins to kind of rotate and turn and explode. And from the cockpit is almost like a blinding explosion of blue lightning out into space. And you watch as two figures, presumably the pilot, kind of like float out into the vacuum of space. Then, as you look for any sign of your companions, the ship kind of turns and goes out of view from where you are. And Dr. Baker's smiley face comes up on the display, says, "Oh, well, what a shame. That Billy was really starting to rub off on me. I guess that just means that you're going to get a bigger share of his reward. And of course, tiny robot people only are allowed to claim 15% of the total reward."
It's bullshit.
That's what they say, hey, Doc. You play a hero, you go out like a hero, but you don't get to take home the cash, do you?
Oh, that's what they say. And then as we slowly pan out through the rooftop canopy, we pan away with the laughter of Dr. Baker just going, ha, 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 ha. What's the final like shot that we get of Lex, Beetle, and Minnie, the engineer?
Lex is gonna offer Beetle another fist bump, because we're like veterans. We've done a few missions. We're like, did the job, got paid, didn't mess around with any of that nonsense.
Yeah. I don't know what we're going to do with this, though, because I'll tell you what, this is beyond the responsibility level I want to take on. So I don't know, do you feel like adopting a very tiny robot that has...
I am imperative to your mission. You should take care of me.
Look, I think we're going to hold on to that until we've got that cash prize in our hot little hands, and then I guess we'll see what's happened. I think I've heard something that these androids can, like, restore themselves from their hard drive, so probably get her a new body and she can get on with it, I suppose.
Well, I'm just going to kind of awkwardly, Beetle just puts the little tiny robot on the ground. It's like, it's very cool, it's very cute, but I just feel like I'm not really ready for that responsibility. I'm just going to watch it from afar and just take it. And we're going to sit down and start pulling out another little bubblegum wrapper and making another little origami crane.
The little robot just stands in the corner like it did at the beginning and just faces the wall.
Right.
And Lex is going to lean against the wall and just start kind of adjusting and resetting her rifle as we zoom off into the space, into the stars.
As the credits roll, with the fate of Billy Chadwick uncertain, we get to the end of the credit scroll, but there's a post-credits sting. Billy Chadwick, what is the post-credits sting?
Roger, send me to find you. It's taken me a long time to get into that group, but we got there and we got you out. Blue man, I don't know your name, but we have plans for you and you're coming with us.
Looks down, looks at you and says, "This is agreeable." Dun, 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 as we cut to black. I don't know what's that music from. Is that like Jurassic Park or something? I'm not sure. Anyway, thank you so much if you have been watching along with this live play. We really appreciate it. Quick thank you to One for All. Thank you so much, guys, for playing with us. It's been an absolute pleasure. Where can people find you on the internet, on the internets, if they have multiple ones?
You can find us
on the Deerstalker Pictures YouTube channel, where you can find all of our episodes of our D&D tabletop role-playing themed comedy show. You can also find Deerstalker Pictures on Twitter and Instagram and Facebook. All just search for Deerstalker Pictures and you will find us. Perfect.
Miek, where can we find you on the internet?
I'm at blushing_bard, but also Melb_DM. Come hit us up for some games.
Yes, do so indeed. And of course, thank you to Arkenforge for providing this awesome toolkit that we have been able to play our game with. As you can see, it is an impressive piece of software. Thank you, of course, to Arc community who put this all together for us, the Australian role-playing community. Very much appreciate the hard work that they do in coordinating all of this. They do have more live plays coming in November. Goblins of Zarth is streaming in November, I believe, across maybe 3 weekends off the top of my head. But definitely go to arcrpg.org and you'll be able to get all the information on future Arc events, future live streams, all that sort of stuff. They've been awesome at bringing the community together distantly. And of course, thank you so much to PAX Oz, who do so much for the tabletop industry here in Australia. It's such a shame that we weren't able to meet in person this year, but they're persevering away to provide such an awesome weekend like this. So thank you so much. My name's been Ben. I'm from Ghostfire Gaming. So you can search Ghostfire Gaming if you want to see what I'm up to. But otherwise, have fun, everyone. Enjoy role playing and stuff. Bye-bye.